Thank you for joining us for today's WCAIS Mobile for Attorneys webinar. We're very excited to launch this mobile app. Before we go ahead and actually jump into the material, I would just like to briefly go over the agenda for today's webinar. First, we're going to go over an overview of the mobile app and then do a deep dive into each of its key features. We will then follow that up with doing a demonstration of the mobile application. Before wrapping up today's webinar, we will provide you with the opportunity to ask questions via the conference line that you are dialed into today. In the meantime, however, please feel free to use the Q&A feature within the WebEx application to ask your question. Please note, however, that we're just going to record your questions at that time, and then we'll answer them when we move to that dedicated questions and answers part of the webinar. Finally, before wrapping up today's session, we're going to review a few different types of assistance that are available for both adjudication and appeal board related questions. So as I mentioned, the first thing we're going to do is just highlight some of the key areas around the mobile app. So overall, WCAIS Mobile for Attorneys allows you to access and use WCAIS on a variety of mobile devices using the same Keystone ID and password that you use to utilize WCAIS on your laptop or desktop. Please note, however, that this application is not downloadable from any app store. Rather, it is only accessible using an internet browser on a web-enabled device such as an iPhone or an iPad. Now we're going to go ahead and do a deep dive into the app's features. So just in a nutshell, here are the different key features of the mobile app. The first of which is you're going to have the ability to view your calendar of events, which will then subsequently provide you with the ability to use other applications on your phone, such as maps and directions. You're also going to be able to search for and access information to the workers' compensation matters to which you are an interested party of. You're also going to be able to submit various types of requests, exhibits, letters to the judge, and mediation statements to the Office of Adjudication. You will also be able to upload documents as pictures when applicable, which will then be converted by WCAIS to PDF. You are also then going to be able to view the details or the statuses of your requests, as well as submitted petitions and answers. And finally, you're going to have the ability to go ahead and check out your correspondence, including the proofs of service, as well as hearing notices. So the first thing that we would then really like to do a deep dive into is looking at your calendar of events, which in the mobile app, you're going to be able to view your events by the day, by the week, or even the month. Upon finding a specific event, you're going to be able to view case-specific details, and then once displayed, you're going to be able to export this event to your calendar, which will then allow you to get directions, as well as other types of access to information on your phone. Next, one of the other areas I would like to highlight of the mobile app is the navigation panel, which is located at the bottom of the application, as it allows you to search for and view information to the matters to which you are a party. In particular, that navigation panel provides you with access to My Events, which we just briefly reviewed, while the inbox provides an at-a-glance look at the claimant and other case-related information. The My Matters panel allows you to view all the matters to which you are an interested party. What's also great about the My Matters area is you're going to be able to filter this information and then drill down to what you need. It is important to note, however, that once a matter type is selected, only the statuses that are applicable to that particular matter or display. For example, if you go ahead and select a dispute that does not have any overdue briefs, the overdue briefs panel will not display. Also, I'd like to just mention that closed matters are hidden by default, which will allow you to get rid of maybe some of that clutter that you may have. You are able, however, to change this default feature, which will allow you to then show your closed matters. Finally, the navigation panel also contains a request icon and a petitions icon, which allows you to then navigate to those particular areas. As I mentioned previously, with this app, you're also going to be able to submit requests, exhibits, mediation statements, and letters to the judge. You'll find that this process is very similar to what you do, in WCAIS on your desktop or laptop today. After, again, pressing those applicable buttons, it'll then walk you through that process. So this screen here then highlights, again, how you are going to be able to go ahead and complete those required actions. So in this example, you're going to see that we are submitting an exhibit, which then allows you and prompts you to complete the required fields and information, again, similar to how you use WCAIS today. What's also important to note is, again, since this does mirror WCAIS, it will then also prompt you and let you know which are the required fields. So in the event that you missed a required field, you are going to get a quick message that displays reminding you to go ahead and complete that before going ahead and continuing on in the process. With the mobile app, you're also going to be able to submit a brief extension or a continuance request to the appeal board. A brief extension request can be submitted through the briefs panel of the appeal summary, while on the other hand, a continuance request is submitted from the general information panel of the appeal summary or the General Appeal Board Petition Information Panel of the WCAIS Petition Summary. Please note, however, that this is, again, in contrast to how continuance requests are submitted through and for the Office of Adjudication, which are conducted on the Request tab of the Dispute Summary. Again, you are also then going to be able to view specific information regarding the requests and the petitions and answers that you have submitted to both the Office of Adjudication and the Appeal Board. To view the status and additional details, all you have to do is just simply expand the View More link, which is then going to provide you with all of that one-stop shop information and allow you to take the applicable action. Finally, using the WCAIS mobile app, you're going to be able to select and view the correspondence in your inbox, such as the proof of service and WCOA all parties documents. Also, just want to mention here, as you are likely aware, existing Word documents in WCAIS are currently being converted into PDF, which is a more mobile-friendly format. In the unlikely event that you are unable to open up a Word document using the mobile app, we suggest that you download the Microsoft Word app. If you choose not to do so, however, the conversion to PDFs in WCAIS is going to be completed in the upcoming weeks. So once that is completed, you will then be able to view those documents using the app without any problems. So again, right here, just a matter of preference for what you would like to utilize in the meantime. So at this time, I would just like to transition into the demonstration part of our webinar so you can really get a look and feel for how the mobile app is going to work. So I'm just going to go ahead and access our environment. We'll just take one moment to open up. Just stand by. We're just going to be launching the environment, and here we go. Thank you for your patience. So just so you note, we are using the desktop version here to do the demo today. So, and the reason we're doing this is just so you can kind of see it, big and clear, because as we know, our phones fit into the palm of your hand. So we just wanted to make it a little bit bigger today so you could not have to squint your eyes on a Friday morning and get to see all the great features with this mobile app. So the first thing I'm going to do is, again, this is just a test environment. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. And again, this would be my current Keystone ID and password that I do use on WCAIS every day. So when you open up and access the mobile app, you're first defaulted to the day of the week that you are currently on. So as you can see, today is Friday, April 21st. So that went ahead and put me on that particular day. Right here, you'll be able then to scroll through the different times throughout the day and see the different types of events, which are then highlighted by different colors. Within this view, you then also have the ability to change to the week view, which will then do that snapshot of the days of the week. And in particular, it focuses on Monday through Friday, the days of the business week. You then also have the ability to go ahead and select the month view as well to get a big overall snapshot of the different areas that you will be seeing. What you also then have here is this calendar icon, which you can go ahead then and select. And similar to how you use Outlook and other applications today, you can go ahead and scroll through different months, or even then go ahead and select a particular day, which in this case I'll just click back to the 21st, and you'll go ahead and defaulted to that. So just again to show you a little bit more of a deep dive of how those events work, I'm just going to go ahead and click on this one right here, which is a first hearing. So you can see after I went ahead and selected that particular event, this pop-up window displays, which provides all of that information for this event. We not only have the time, but we also do have directions and other information as well. In the event that I would go ahead and press that Get Directions link, it would then go ahead and prompt you to open up the map or directions app that you do currently have on your phone. Also, in the event that you would went ahead and clicked one of the judge names, that then would open up the judge information on the DLI website for you to obtain additional information about the judge. In the event then, you would go ahead and select this View Hearing Information link. It's going to go ahead then and populate the hearing summary. Again, I apologize. We are in a lower environment, so it's just taking 1 second to load, which again, will pop up that hearing summary. So here it's providing you a snapshot of all of the different petitions and answers, exhibits, and other information similar to how you do see it in WCAIS. What's also nice about this is you can go ahead and select these plus icons, which will then expand the information. So this is great that they already, condensed there, so it allows you to get more information for ease of use. So I'm just going to go ahead and press back here, and we're going to go back to that pop-up. One of the other cool features I would have wanted to highlight here is you do have the ability to add this event to your calendar on your phone. What's important to note, however, that in the event that the day or the time of the event changes, this information will not be updated then on that event that was added to your personal calendar. So again, I just wanted to go ahead and note that. Again, you probably just want to go ahead and utilize the mobile app to make sure that your event details have not changed. So we'll go ahead and exit out of this and show you some of the other cool features with the app. So the next one I'd like to highlight is the inbox area, which then provides a running list of all of the different messages that have come in and also alerts you to which ones have been read and also unread as well. Similar to what you're probably familiar with in WCAIS, you see this table view. You're able then to, customize the sort, ranging things by, the date that it was most recently sent, the numbers, the document type, and then also the claimant and employee. So for this example, I'm just going to go ahead and select one of our notices for you to go ahead and get a good view of. So as you can see then, you'll then get a pop-up window that would go ahead then and display that particular correspondence. By selecting one of these two areas then, it would then populate that document to your view right there on the mobile app. So we'll go ahead and close out of that view. One of the other then areas I would then like to highlight is here you can see we have the case numbers. So not only do we have in this example the dispute numbers, but also some appeal numbers listed there as well. So for the purposes of this demo, I'd just like to open up a dispute quickly, which is going to take us to that one-stop shop for all of the dispute-related information. Similar to what you saw earlier with some of the other summary views that we were looking at, you do have the ability here to go ahead and expand the information of the different tabs, which is going to allow you to drill down to the level of detail that you need. Some of the other areas that we do have here is you're able to go ahead and submit the request and also see then the status of it, submit briefs, and do other items as well. So for instance, if I wanted to go ahead and select and submit a request, I would just go ahead and press that button. And it would then prompt you to that similar information that you already capture in WCAIS for the different, types of requests that you would want to do. So all you would have to do is select the appropriate option and then proceed with submitting the request. And again, as you saw when we're actually, using WCAIS on our laptops and desktops, you do get those warning messages in the event that you do want to close out of a process and move on to something else. So we'll go ahead then and just go back to our inbox. What's also a really cool feature, not only did I mention here we were able to kind of do that custom sorting that we're used to with using WCAIS, but then we also have this filter icon here at the top. If you would go ahead and press that, a pop-up window displays that allows you to really customize this experience to however you would like it. So not only are you able to filter for specific date ranges, you're also able to do document types, not only for adjudication, but for the appeal board as well. So some of the items that are here, some of the more, popular ones, but then all you have to do to get the other options is select this View Others, which will then populate more. But again, it was just condensed to kind of, allow you to have a little bit ease of use. And then after you would go ahead and select the appropriate filter options, all you would have to do is apply filters, and it would provide your inbox with the revised information. Also, similar to what we saw earlier, we do have this Clear All button, which allows you to kind of, wipe out that process for you to use. So go ahead and get out of our inbox. The next tab and area within the app I'd like to go ahead and highlight then is this My Matters, which is right in the middle. So those of you who already, use WCAIS, you probably see this as a very similar look and feel to the enhanced search that you use today to get the information that you need. So by simply selecting the appropriate option, you were able to, on the My Matters area, use that enhanced search look and feel to go ahead and sift through the information that you need. So not only are you able to filter by matter type, you're also able to do the different types of statuses, the date range, as well as the injury range as well. So for this instance, as you can see, I have claims, so it went ahead and filtered for all of those particular items that we have, which is, pretty high at the 496. But let's say just for instance, you know the name of your claimant and you want to go ahead and go straight into that. you're able to use the search feature right here at the top, which would then go ahead and filter for the other information that you have. So again, by searching for your particular claimant in that area, looking for that search at the top, you're then able to drill down specifically to that information, go ahead and select the dispute information, and see that similar pop-up that we had before, which provides you with that summary snapshot, which then has the different expandable areas for you to perform the actions that you need. So next, we'll go ahead then and move on to the request area, which again looks very similar to what we saw in the other areas, particularly around the inbox area, where you do have that tabular option at the front to go ahead then and rearrange those items as you would like. You also see here that we do have that filter icon again, which allows you to go ahead then and drill down for the particular types of requests that you want for both the Office of Adjudication and for the Appeal Board as well. And again, allows you to drill down as far as you would need it, applying those filters, and then also clearing them as necessary if you would like to go that route as well. Finally, the last area then we do have here is this Petitions tab, which then shows your petitions and answers for the disputes to which you are an interested party. What's then nice, again, is you could go ahead then and select the matter number, again, which would then populate that matter summary pop-up window, and it will allow you to expand the information as necessary for you to perform the actions that you need to in WCAIS. As I was showing this filter functionality earlier, you did probably then see we do have these other icons here at the top. The first of which then is this question mark, which allows you and provides you with the support information that you need in the event that you do have any questions or problems. And similarly, all you do have to do is hit the close button, which will exit you out of there. Finally then, this area up here, the arrow icon, then allows you to log out of the mobile application. So at this time, I'd then like to transition back to the presentation part of our webinar so we can move on to the next topic on our agenda. One moment, please, as we transition back to our presentation. Great. So at this time, we would then go ahead and like to transition into our questions portion of the webinar. So again, feel free to ask your questions via the Q&A feature within the application. And then also you are able to ask them via the phone line as well. So operator, can you please instruct attendees on today's call how they can ask questions, please?
Thank you, Marissa. We will now begin the question and answer session of today's conference. If you'd like to ask a question over the phone, please press star followed by the number 1 on your phone, unmute your phone, and record your name clearly at the prompt. To cancel your question, please press star followed by the number 2. One moment to see if we have questions. Thank you for waiting, speakers. We show no questions in queue at this time. As a reminder, if you'd like to ask a question over the phone, press star 1 and record your name. We have one queued up for question. One moment, let me get the name. Our first question is coming from Amy. Your line is now open.
Hi, my name is Jamie. I'm sorry. I wanted to ask, just to be sure, the app is via a mobile browser. It's not something that could be downloaded from, let's say, the Apple App Store or Google Play.
Yes, that is correct. So this is not an app that is available for download from any app store. It is just a mobile browser version of it.
Okay. Will there be some type of development of an app in the near future, or it would just be a mobile-based browser mobile-based, right?
As of now, that is not currently the plan.
Okay. Can I access this? Let's say I had a BlackBerry. Can I access this via BlackBerry, or it only has to be through an iOS or Android device?
You're able to use any mobile browser to access it.
Okay. Thank you. Those are all my questions.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm sorry about that. The next question is coming from Harry. Your line is now open.
Yes, I have a question. Are we going to be able to upload exhibits and file petitions on this?
Yes, you're able to do both of those functions that you did, in fact, mention.
And how do you do that?
So with the exhibits, you're not going to be able to do the petitions part, but when you were in that dispute summary that we had in the pop-up window, you were able then to go ahead and expand the exhibits area, which then has a submit exhibit button, which then prompts you through the steps in the process, which are similar to what you're using today in WCAIS. Not only typing in the exhibit name, uploading the document, providing all of the required information, and then proceeding on through the process.
Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. The next question is coming from Sue. Your line is now open.
Yes, hi. You had indicated that if, we can add the information to our calendar if we get like a notice of a hearing. If the hearing is canceled, will it give us an option of deleting it from the calendar as well?
So you'll be able to delete it on your own calendar. It won't automatically do that for you.
It won't automatically do it. Okay.
Nope. And then also in the event that the day and time change for that particular event, that information would only show in the app. It wouldn't automatically update that on your calendar that's on your phone or other mobile device as well. You would have to go in there manually and update that yourself.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Speakers, we show no questions in queue at this time. As a reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, press star 1 and record your name.
Yep. We did have one question come in via the Q&A feature while we're waiting for some more to come in via the phone line. What the URL is to access this. So please stay tuned. We will be sending a communication with the instructions on how and where you can access this app.
Excuse me, speakers. We have a couple of questions in queue. The next question is coming from Joe. Your line is now open.
Yeah, that was my question. If it was just going to be automatically when you're on your phone, you go to the WCAIS login site, or if there's some other site we have to go to.
Yep, so as we mentioned, just stay tuned for those communications. We'll go ahead then and send you the exact link for you to access the mobile app once it is live for you to use.
Thank you, Joe. The next question is coming from Jody. Your line is now open.
That was my question. Thank you.
Speakers, we show no further questions in queue.
Okay, we're going to do one final call for questions. So again, please feel free to ask them via the phone line or also through the Q&A feature within the WebEx application.
And as a reminder to participants, if you'd like to ask a question over the phone, press star 1 and record your name. Thank you for waiting, speakers. We show no further questions. We do have a question on queue. Just popped up. Do you want to take it?
Yes, please. All questions are great questions.
Thank you. One moment. Let me get the name. I'm sorry for the delay there, speakers. Next question is coming from Jess. Your line is now open.
A copy of the PowerPoint presentation be available for us to show other people in our office?
Yes, we actually did, in fact, distribute it yesterday afternoon. However, as a follow-up to today's webinar, we will reattach it and send it out as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jess. We show no further questions in queue this time.
Great. So again, thank you all for asking your questions. Before we go ahead and wrap up today, I would just like to briefly highlight some of the resources and assistance that are available to you. So many of you are aware, we do have the Adjudication Resource Center, which can be accessed through various means, not only the phone, but email as well. We also do have the Appeal Board contact information out there for you as well in the event that you have any appeal-related question. One thing I would like to note, however, that, using WCAIS, currently now on your desktop or, laptop, please feel free to contact both the Appeal Board and Office of Adjudication directly in WCAIS. And how you can do that is through the Submit a Question and also the chat functionality that are in WCAIS, today, which will, again, provide you with that information right up front and connect you to the right person very quickly. So again, I would like to thank everybody for attending today's webinar on the WCAIS mobile app for attorneys. And as we mentioned, today's presentation will be again sent out for those who attended today's call, as well as then for you to share with those who aren't able to attend today's session. And again, also, please stay tuned for communication surrounding the exact link that you can access the new mobile app once it becomes available next Friday. So thank you very much for attending, and enjoy the rest of your day.